need for understanding how the Soviet system worked at that time.
Right.
And there was a lot of money put into that.
Right. And so the next book, does that kind of...
Well, here, you mean the Soviet attitudes
Yes.
towards authority?
Yes. So you could kind of explain the significance of that. That would be good.
Well, one of the things that characterized my time at Columbia in the mid-1950s was that this was leading up to the period of extreme McCarthyism.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the people who taught at the Russian Institute were concerned about what McCarthy might do to them and to their jobs and their reputations and the whole structure of Soviet studies. Margaret Mead adroitly avoided McCarthy, but the others didn't have her background or her skills.
Yeah.
Are we on? Is it
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her book about Soviet attitudes towards authority, not one of her more memorable volumes, but I think I mentioned that it was a Rand Corporation research study, so defined on the cover. And Margaret Mead's position is also given on the cover as American Museum of Natural History.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of linking of the two, which some people in our day find so interesting. Some people would see this as a simple manipulation of people like Margaret Mead in the Cold War period. And I'm suggesting that there was something much more fundamental involved.
Mm-hmm.
Because today, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, we didn't stop our interventions, and it was certainly not the reason for saving Vietnam from communism that we intervened in Iraq or Afghanistan. Nor did it have anything to do with the Soviet threat.
Mm-hmm.
But what was there abroad in American society, which was so evident at the time that I began my researches and field work? And what does family policy have to do with the operation of family policy and the structure of the Communist Party?
Right.
And there was a feeling of sort of encompassing the world, as it were, from the point of view of planning American foreign policy and the input of information into the making of these policies in the American academic community, reflecting broader public policy needs of both the Departments of State and the Department of Defense are so crucially linked.
If it's okay, I just have a question. So are you saying you feel that the inertia behind the anti-communist or just the Cold War, it's after the fall of Russia, the fact that we continued to find our way in every nook and cranny of that region of the world, do you feel like a driving force was cloaked under anti-communism, but was really just...
Well, I think it's a question of Americans' imperial mission.
Right.
Which was defined with some variation, but consistently, which required our intervention to control the affairs of the world.
And we can pull on this strand a little later, but I just wanted to get that little bite in there.
Yeah.
Okay.